Every pore has a story, some filled with love, some with pain, but all of them deserve hope. Welcome to Tales of Hope, voices for the voiceless, hope for every pore. Here, we speak for those who can't, and together, we create hope, one pore at a time.
Coming back to my other question would be, with the rise of digital platforms, how has social media influenced, your outreach, or what role do you see it playing in future advocacy?
I feel that to be on social media is must. I'm not on social media. I only use LinkedIn because you have to have LinkedIn just in case, But I think it's mandatory for all the organizations to be on social media. That's how you can reach more people with minimum effort. That's how you can reach out to right audience. Because I think people spend a lot of time on platforms like YouTube and Instagram. So we should definitely leverage that. And we are doing it. So let me give you an example. We have 10 weeks to vegan Facebook community. We have 10 weeks to vegan Instagram community. We have 10 weeks to vegan WhatsApp community. And in a vegan transition, we have seen that surrounded by like-minded people plays a critical role, because if you are trying to go vegan in an isolation, you won't succeed. This is my personal experience as well. It takes time to stay vegan. Sometimes you have nothing else to eat, so you have to eat whatever it's there in front of you. Why? Because you are not surrounded by vegans. But if you are surrounded by vegans, then you will find something vegan in a potluck or in a buffet or in a family dinner or lunch that you are participating in. So I think social media can be very important in building those communities, because even if I don't have anyone vegan in my family, but if I'm connected with a group of vegan on Facebook and I'm facing any challenges, I can go there, I can share my challenges with them. If nothing, I can just rant that, my husband is like a shitty person, doesn't listen to me. I have to cook 2 meals every day, one for me, vegan, one for him, non-vegan. So having that space is very important in the transition. And I think we are using social media to build that community. We are also trying to use social media to bring more people to our webinars. However, we haven't had much success in that on that front, but we are trying to do that as well. But right now, I think social media plays an important role. It has its pros and cons. As you say, it's a rabbit hole. As you know that it's a rabbit hole, you start searching one thing and then it keeps suggesting, and you ended up somewhere else. But having communities, I think, really help transitioning vegan, and that's where we are using social media.
I think, as you rightly said, we have the pros and the cons. Coming back to my next question would be, how do you address misconceptions or challenges from individuals who are hesitant and resistant to adopting a vegan lifestyle? Because everybody is not going to be easily accepting, like basically transitioning from what I am to something different.
So, as I said just now, I think communities is the key, because for example, I'm open-minded about the whole idea of veganism. I have my own doubts and skepticism. Maybe I agree on everything, but I don't agree on the part where we say that don't use ghee in puja, for example. And let's assume that I'm a very religious person. So my understanding says that without adding ghee in the puja, your puja is incomplete. No matter what organization or what person or what dharma guru tells you that that's not the true, people, it doesn't matter to people because this is what they believe in. I think the most impactful change that you can create, as I've said, from personal change. So if my friend is vegan and not using ghee in puja and says that, see, I'm doing it, and if I see 10 other people who are doing the same thing, then it normalizes
The
whole
transition.
thing. And or the practice not using ghee in puja. And it's like it's the same, right? Just like slaughter is normalized, or like drinking milk is normalized because everybody's doing it. I think the same way, this also will be normalized when everyone in my community will start doing it. And I think that's where communities are really important. And I see that's the only, or at least right now, that's the most impactful way to help people overcome the resistance that they are feeling towards veganism. If tomorrow something else will come, then it will come. But to my understanding, to my learning, in my experience, it doesn't matter how many videos you create. It doesn't matter if Acharya Prashant is saying something. It doesn't matter if Virat Kohli goes plant-based. But I think it matters to me if my friend is a vegan or someone in my society is vegan. I think that inspire a lot of change and that helps people to overcome the resistance.
I think it's psychological. I mean, if you look at, when people are taught psychology, it's more of, when they say it's your peers, if they follow the thing, then it becomes easier to do the transition. In your experience, what is the most impactful way to educate people about animal rights and veganism, particularly in a college setting, since that's what you specialize most in?
So here I want to talk about the approach rather than the platforms that you can use to impart the education. I think your approach should be innovative because right now these young generation students are in different spaces. Some of them are spending time on social media. Some of them are on the campus. Some of them are at home studying. So you should be able to capture all of it to increase your reach. It means that you will be getting more, you are creating more impact for $1.
Right.
And it will increase your cost effectiveness as well. Plus, because your content is available and customized to all these platforms, people will be, students will be more engaged with it. I think it's also important that you use the language they understand. And language, I mean, not only regional languages, but also the style that usually people of this generation talk. And every generation, they have their own slangs and they have their own jargons. So I think your content should be relevant. Your content should not be outdated in that terms. This generation is distracted massively because they have phone and every 5 minutes there is some notification. So you can't have long conversations with them. You have to be concise, to the point, and impactful at the same time. So if you are not that, then they will lose interest. So I think that is the most important thing. And we should understand that different cause appeal to different people. I know people who went vegan for environment. I know people who went vegan for the health reasons. Now, how long they stay vegan for which cause is something that we can discuss. But I think we have to bring all these causes in the fold. We can't say that, no, I'll only talk about animals and I'll inspire people with that. For example, our presentation, it talks about animal rights, what happened to animals in dairy and poultry and fish farms. 70% of our presentation is on that, because it's an emotional topic, and it hit people. But we also talk about environment, and we also talk about health. And our survey reveals, however, it's too early to say, but the results that we are getting now is indicating that the ratio of people considering going vegan for animals and going vegan for environment is almost 50-50.
Wow. Okay.
So it means that the current young generation is equally concerned about environment, and it's also an emotional issue for them, because our day-to-day life being impacted because of the environmental incidents like flood, or zero water in Chennai or Bangalore. So yeah, and so we have to talk about all these things. And I think the most important thing that I learned is, don't preach. Don't give them solution. If you tell them, go vegan, this is the solution, they'll not take it up. So just leave it to them. Give them all the information. I think it's not with the Gen Z generation, but it's with all of us. None of us like to be told or preached that, okay, this is the थाली में परोस के दे दिया समाधान और लोग उसको accept कर लेंगे. Every one of us wants to explore what is right for us. And I think the most important thing is that you give them all the information, inspire the critical thinking, and then give them suggestions, and do not preach about your program. So if I tell them that 10 weeks to go and sign up for 10 weeks to vegan, and you will make world better, people will not accept it. So you'll have to tell them that go on social media and do your own research. Type on Google the top 5 things you can do to fight climate change, and in top 5, eating plant-based diet will be one of it. So, and then in the combination of it, tell them that, okay, you can also try resources like 10 weeks to vegan program. And there are others also. Join Vegan UREs, 31-day challenge, or whatever that works for you. So I think that's how I would suggest to educate this generation.
I think to sum up all your main point, आपका जो main मुद्दा था कि ज्ञान मत दो, ज्ञान मत दो और कंटेंट आपका बराबर रखो, तो बहुत बढ़िया इम्पैक्ट होगा. Wonderful. Now coming back, this is where I would add to the next one. How do you approach tailoring your outreach programs to different cultural context within India itself? Like, you've been saying
language. Language. I'll start with that. Very important. Even the young generation, I can speak in English. So let me give an example. I went to Vietnam for one of the Green Tuesday pledge signing ceremony. And I spent there 4 days. And in that 4 days, I don't know Vietnamese. And people in Vietnam, most people don't know English. So I had very few people to talk to in English. And on the 5th day, when I came back to India, I was sitting in a cab, and the driver was talking to me in Hindi, and I felt so good that finally I'm talking to someone in Hindi. So I think that's the power of language, because it's not only what we speak, but it's about how we think. And when you provide content in the regional language, I think people feel more connected with it. People think about it for a longer time. So language is definitely very important part. You have to provide resources to people who are trying to go vegan. That too in the language that they understand. So if I give you an example of our 10 Weeks to Vegan India website, so we added the plugin which allows people to translate the entire content of the website in more than 9 languages.
Wow. Okay.
Indian languages. So if I'm Gujarati and I'm more comfortable understanding things in Gujarati, on the using that geolocation, Google will suggest me that would you like to translate it into Hindi or Gujarati, and I select that. And because, for example, there is a recipe that has asparagus in it. Now, most people don't know what asparagus is. I also do not know what it is. Now I convert that page. Now when I'm reading it in English, the recipe seems very difficult because it has very long ingredients with very long words and names. But when I convert it into Gujarati, it says hing. And I know I have hing in my home.
Right.
So it makes the entire interaction very easy. So tailoring content resources in the language that people understand is very important, and I think it's very impactful. You should utilize all touch points. Why to limit your conversation to World Vegan Day? So let me give you an example, a very good example. Have you seen Amul's cartoon?
बचपन से देखते आ रहे हैं उसको.
In the newspaper, they always publish it. Now, Amul does not only advertise when it's a World Milk Day or World Dairy Day. Recently, which was the temple where this ghee thing happened?
मेरे ख्याल से वो तिरुपति बालाजी का हुआ था बराबर.
So this ghee incident happened. Amul took the opportunity. I saw a front page, full page ad in the Hindu newspaper, which we read. Amul says, don't worry about adulteration and ghee. Make all the prasad you want to make. We are here to provide you adulteration free pure ghee. Use Amul ghee. Now, we did one video on that ghee incident, but very few animal rights organizations did anything around it. Why not? It's related to food. You can also talk about it. No, that use plant-based ghee and forget about
Amul.
Adulteration and ghee. Just like Amul. So we have to be like that. If there is a topic that nation is talking about, whether it's a dog meat being used in momos or whether it's Team India won a World Cup, just like Amul, you have to utilize all the touch points, because that's when your veganism or like the cause that you want to talk about will be appear on the social media.
I think
I think we should do more. We are not doing it. We have something like that we are going to start, but yeah.
I think, talking to you is getting my creative hat moving on a lot. Honestly.
We did a video on Mahakumbh.
Wow. Okay.
So, and there is an opportunity to reach out to diverse audience using this diverse topics. So we did a video on Mahakumbh highlighting that Nandi is a dear animal of Lord Shiva. And Parvati or Sati or Durga or Shakti, she sits on one of her avatar is directly associated with cow, and see what is happening to animals, these animals in dairy farms. So because the entire India is talking about Mahakumbh, and we can't miss that opportunity. So I think that what I was trying to say is that we also did another targeted campaign to for Indian Americans in the US. Now, a lot of Indian Americans might be feeling that, oh, this was once in a lifetime opportunity, we could not do anything. So we gave them an opportunity that why don't you take up this opportunity, donate for the animals in India.
Absolutely.
It's all right. You could not attend Mahakumbh, but you can still do dan and on the punya. So the point is that India is a dynamic country. We have a dynamic population, lot of festivals, lot of things happening, and we have to capture all that. So not only the content that you are providing for transitioning vegan, but the content that you are creating for your donors or content that you are creating for inspiring people to go vegan, they all should be very dynamic.
I tell you, you're getting my creative brains working, with a lot of things. Now, I'm going to come back to another question is, how do you see educational institutions as a key ally, in advancing the animal rights cause, and what more can be done to institutionalize plant-based food policies? What can be done more? Because I think there is a lot more that needs to be done.
I think very important role educational institutions play, not in terms of promoting compassion towards animals or plant-based diet, but in our life as well. Because as I've said earlier, this is the place where we become who we are. So, for example, let's say that there is a college and there is a teacher, and this is a real life example. So there is this National Design Institute in Ahmedabad,
right?
And one of the professors of the National Design Institute is vegan, and he started this elective for students to understand veganism and Gandhian philosophy. So on a surface, it's an elective, only interested people will be part of it. But now that thing is there as a part of your education experience. So, and when these things happen, so these things don't end up in the seminar hall. It goes outside.
Yes.
Two friends sitting together, they talk about it. And school, colleges, we work a lot with colleges. So for colleges, I can say that it's a time where when we want to change the world, right? We have that confidence. I had that confidence that, oh, I'll change the world one day. I can do anything. And it's a great feeling. Then
Yes.
Eventually we go out and we flame out. That is a different thing. We experience life, but these are important years. And if your educational organization is giving you an opportunity to learn more about it, I think it's great. I think we should offer more leadership programs for students in the colleges and universities that gives them an idea, or that gives them an knowledge that they can help animals, environment by being part of animal right space at any capacity. It should be also presented as a valid, thriving career option. So we also do a lot of webinars around how students can make their career in plant-based food production, or in animal rights, or in vegan advocacy space, or ethical veterinarian practices, etc. And we get great responses from students and from teachers as well. So answer to your question, just like I said, we spend a lot of time in school, colleges, and what we learn there, it stays with us
for a lifetime.
And that's why it's very important. Yes, it's very important to have programs like Food Planet Health, college outreach programs that spark this dialogue at the school and education level.
You've said it right. I normally say it to people, catch them young. And as you said, जो बचपन में एक बार हमको सिखाया गया तो it stays with us for a lifetime.
Yes.
I'm going to come back to another question is looking ahead, let's look at what ahead. What are your aspirations for the future of vegan outreach in India, in the Indian region, and what would be your next milestone in the next 5 years?
Okay, I would answer to this question in two parts. One is my personal aspirations. Personally, I want to start collaborative fundraising in India, which is not happening right now. So multiple organizations come together, pool their resources, and bring more donors on board. So like in the US, if you have heard about Giving Tuesday. So it's a dedicated week or a time they have when they donate for different causes. It's around the time they also claim for their tax benefit. Now we also have the same, but we don't have Giving Tuesday. We have the time around which people donate for getting tax benefits. But I think animal right is not still yet to be a primary cause for people to consider for donating. And I think that awareness needs to be built by us. So personally, I'm planning to do more on this front, to bring organizations together, philanthropic groups together, donors together, create working teams, committees, and start a focused campaign through which interested people can give donation for animals in India. For vegan outreach, we are doing college outreach campaign. To our knowledge, is one of the largest college outreach campaigns in India. And Green Tuesday initiative, again, one of the largest and the most impactful corporate campaign in India we have. But I think there are still some areas where strategic outreach is needed. For example, journalists. Media plays an important role in changing narratives, and not much is happening in that direction. So we all of us, all the organizations, we have our own, couple of 5-10 media people who keep writing about animals. Recently, I did a test or a survey or a research. Very cheap survey, like not very in-depth, something on a very surface level. So I reviewed all the news articles that talk about environment, health, and animals. And I evaluate them on the basis of how many of them are actually portraying plant-based diet as a potential solution to address these challenges. And I found only one, that was also a sponsored article by some non-profit organization. So I think we need to do a lot of education and outreach within the media community and journalists. So that is something that we want to start. We also want to start a vertical in Green Tuesday initiative, working with hospitals to serve more plant-based food, because there is a huge potential in that. And one major, one long-term thing that we want to do is we want to bring animal agriculture in a mainstream climate change conversation on different pockets. So we want CSR and we want EHS, ESG people to talk about this, because nobody is talking about it.
Absolutely.
We want, we want philanthropy organizations or climate funders to talk about it. Because, for example, I recently saw HCL Foundation's RFP, And the RFP was about how to conserve water and spread education on sustainability and environmental impact that you can reduce by lifestyle change. And it was all about saving water and carpool and stuff. There was not a single point about plant-based diet. So I think now it's a time that climate funders and organizations focused on sustainability should start including this as a part of their core area. And the same, I think, is needed in other areas like livelihood. So a very fascinating thing is we are trying to inspire people to eat less animals, and at the same time there are huge organizations with a lot of resources. They are giving subsidies to people and training to people, women, to start fish farms and small dairy farms in their villages and urban slum areas. So I think it's the time we have to bring this as a mainstream conversation, and we have to have more collaborative efforts. So I think that is something that as a vegan outreach we want to do in next coming years.
I tell you, it has been a very inspiring conversation, having you on the podcast. I'm going to come to the closed session where I normally leave, I call it the open mic. I leave it to the guest to talk about something that they're passionate about, or, how, if they want to raise funds for the project, as you were talking about, or if there is something that they want to appeal to the audience. I leave that section and that up to you.
Thank you so much for the platform to appeal about what we seek from people. I think I want to practice what I preached, that I don't want to preach people what to do. I think whoever is watching this podcast, and if any part of my conversation inspire you slight little bit, then please donate to any animal right organization that you like.
Perfect.
If it's Vegan Outreach, if it's Veganuary, if it's PFA, anything, any organization that you seems appropriate, or you have or you find fit for your donation. Not a big donation, do whatever you can monthly or annually. If you are vegan, then join communities where you can help other people transitioning vegans to go vegan. If you are not vegan, then find out what is veganism and why Anil and I talked a lot about it, why it is important. Something personal to me is, as I've said, I'm trying to build a more collaborative approach in terms of creating more donors in India for farmed animals. So if you're watching this and this is something that you find exciting, however, fundraising is not something that a lot of people find exciting. But if you are some of those super brave people who find fundraising exciting, then please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or through email. I will share my email, or I'll ask Anil to share my email in the maybe description, so that all of you can have it. And I would love to collaborate with you and do this together. That is all.
No, please. I am going to thank you very much for taking this time out on this, coming on this podcast. Thank you very much for coming on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anil, for organizing it.